right. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
From beautiful downtown Guthrie inside Guthrie City Hall, welcome to this evening's candidate forum for the Guthrie City Council Ward 1, hosted by the Guthrie Chamber. My name is Brittany Timmons. I'm the president of the Guthrie Chamber of Commerce, and I am joined this evening with Chris Evans of Guthrie News Page and our Chamber Legislative Committee Chairman. We feel it's really important for the Chamber to help our community by offering forums like these so that the public can learn more about these candidates and be better informed voters.
Get a breath.
I'm good.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that countdown was stressing me out.
This forum is being streamed live on Guthrie News Page, YouTube, and Facebook pages, as well as the Chamber Facebook page. A couple of quick reminders. First, please share the stream so your friends and neighbors can be informed. Second, we kindly ask that everyone in the audience please silence your cell phones. Also, thanks for everyone for joining us tonight. Only registered voters in Ward 1 are eligible to vote in this election, which means you must reside in Ward 1 boundaries to cast your ballot. To check if you live in Ward 1, the link is on the Guthrie News Page article that's with this. It's also on the City of Guthrie's websites. Go offices, City Council, Ward boundaries, and you are there. If no candidate secures 50% of the vote on the February 11th election, a special election will take place on April 1st, not a joke, between the two candidates with the highest number of votes.
Tonight's forum will begin with each candidate having up to 2 minutes for an opening statement. Following that, we will present questions, and candidates will have up to 60 seconds to respond. And yes, we have a timer, so we'll try to keep to that as best as possible. If a candidate wishes to offer a rebuttal, please raise your hand. Each candidate will also be given 2 minutes for a closing statement. We want to thank the citizens who submitted questions for this evening's forum. It's great to hear from the community, and the things that are important to them, as we know, will be important to you all. So, we ready? Okay. They're like as ready as we're ever gonna be. We will begin the candidate forum with opening statements. The order was decided by a random draw, and Menecca, Robin will kick us off. That's on my next notes there. Sorry about that. Yes, Robin drew number 1, so she will kick us off. You will have 2 minutes to introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Robin Crist. Excited to run for City Council because I believe that our community deserves to have a voice that is going to, understand, listen to their challenges and their needs, and try to implement that change and make things happen for them.
Awesome, thank you. All right. Next we have Menecca.
Okay. All right. I'm waiting for the timer.
Oh, you're on.
Yes.
Okay. My name is Menecca Gibbs. I reside here in Guthrie. I have lived here since 2007. My husband and I, Jamie, are very active here in the community with GPS, with youth sports, and here in City Hall. So I'm no stranger up here on Monday nights, first Monday of every month with HP and on multiple other committees. So I enjoy serving the community in other capacities as well with the Chamber. Thank you guys for putting this on. And I look forward to continuing with my service in whatever that looks like, whether it is implementing and helping the city grow with a new code and new regulation, or helping update things that need to be updated and just move our city along, because we're growing, and we're growing at a rapid rate from southern Logan County all the way up to the northern parts of our town. So I'm really looking forward to maybe serving on another level.
Thank you. All right. Brian will be next.
Don't wait on me.
Get the timer going.
Got it.
All right,
Okay.
I'm Brian Stone. I'm a 4th generation Guthrian. I'm a 2002 graduate of Guthrie High School, graduate of Oklahoma State University. Guthrie's very near and dear to my heart. This is a very special town with a lot of special people in it. I think that the people create all the opportunities that we have in this town, and they make it wonderful for visitors and residents alike. I've had it on my heart to serve and try to help, and so I figured I'd take this opportunity. when it presented itself. And so I look forward to potentially helping out in whatever capacity that is. And look forward to, getting some feedback from you guys, all my neighbors that I'm meeting and things like that. So thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All the pressure.
All right, Franklin.
All right, good evening. Thank you all for being here, first of all. Thank you to the chamber. In 1981, I was born the third child to my parents. They designated me Franklin Taylor Danley. So that is my name. Who I am is a bit more complicated answer. I will say that in my 40-plus years, I've become a spiritual entity. My children would say I'm an awesome father. My parents would now say that I'm an exquisite son. I have been living in Guthrie since 2005. I matriculated through Langston University. I've come to love this place. Being a compassionate person, I have just fallen so much in love with the historic districts here, the architecture, the people. They seem to be really quality. We have different creeds and colors here. And initially coming from California, I thought that was gonna be an issue. But I got here and people love you the same. So I would like to say that I am a comprehensive man. I wear a lot of hats. I'm an entrepreneur. I've amassed a small fortune for myself here in this great state, and I've done well. So I want to serve here, to serve the people who have helped me so very much since I've been here since 2005. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all very much. Okay, now we will begin with the questions.
All right, before we begin, I think I've heard today is Robin's birthday. Is that correct?
Yes.
Happy birthday, Robin.
Yep. Facebook tells no lies.
We won't sing happy birthday to you, but you will get the first question of the night. So does that work? All right. Your time's up already.
No.
Next question.
It's even better.
We'll ask Robin first. Robin, what motivated you to run for city council, and how do you define the responsibilities of being a council member?
Well, what motivated me to run was seeing, I've come to the council meetings, I've seen how they're ran. I see the people that come in, they have good questions. They don't always get their answers. Understandably, you can't answer the questions while you're sitting on the panel, but some of them feel like they don't get the answers. So I'd like to at least see if we can help them get the answers that they need, and to help build on the community, working together with the council members that are already here. City manager Eddie Faulkner, he's done a great job too. Working with everybody to establish new, maybe businesses coming in, and but at the same time preserving the historic district. And that's what I want to do.
Thank you. Menecca?
I'd have to say what motivated me to serve on city council is just an additional layer of seeing what I can do with the knowledge and experience that I've had through the different layers of volunteerism that I've done here in the community, and to move forward. I think it's a natural progression once you have served the community in different passionate places. I've served on the CIP project, and that has been amazing. So I've gotten to see a lot of infrastructure there. I've served on historic preservation, and I've really enjoyed understanding a lot more. Whenever you dive into our code and our ordinances, you see a lot more of the bigger picture. You see how much of that is infrastructure and how dated some of that is. And with the background that I have in oil and gas and my education, I do believe that I can help grow that.
You can finish.
So I think that with that experience and the current council members that we have, and with the amazing team Guthrie that we have, I think all together, I think my experience can help with that.
Thank you. Brian?
Well, you know, I've recently started attending some of these meetings and paying attention a little bit more, and you know, you can't help but notice the quality job that the city's done on a lot of things, and I feel like I have a lot to offer, communication-wise, problem-solving wise, things like that. That would make myself a good asset to help the team. They're already a great team, but it does help, you know, to get a couple different points of view every now and again, other than the same ones. And so I just, as an outsider, would like to come in and maybe get involved a little bit more with it and see if I can help the process. Guthrie's, like I say, they're doing a great job. We often don't plant trees knowing that we'll sit under the shade of them. These guys have done that for future generations, some of the things that they're doing right now. And I would just like to be a part of continuing that.
Thank you. Franklin?
I want to serve as a city council member of Logan County because I deeply care about the well-being and the future of the community. I've seen firsthand the potential to grow, innovate, and thrive while still preserving our historic value. I've worked at Job Corps, Westview, some of the largest places here, and I can see some of the gaps, and a lot of people that I know have told me I can offer a unique perspective to the council, so that motivated me along with my service-first attitude. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, on this next question, we're just trying to stay in order, so this one we will start with Menecca. You'll have 60 seconds again. How have you been happy with the direction the city of Guthrie is going? Give us examples of things you have been happy with and things that you would like to see improved or changed.
I am happy. I'd have to say with the direction the city has been moving towards. So I'm been happy with the improvements that we've been able to make. I'm really happy that the Team Guthrie has incorporated a lot more of the city's leadership from another level. So it's been really great to see Eddie Faulkner, our city manager, bring in additional layers, not just you know, his employees at Team Guthrie, but also see him bring in other members and form additional task force and committees on top of that to help with these different committees and help problem solve, because he is trying really hard to look outside of the box and to bring in new ideas, and I think that that's really helpful. So I do think that Team Guthrie is doing a great job, and I do like the progress they're making so far.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, so next, Brian, do you need me, and if anybody needs me to repeat the question, I'm happy to do so. Just let me know. So.
Yes, I'm very pleased with the way things are going in Guthrie right now. I think the city council and Eddie's office obviously do a tremendous job of doubling dollars for us. And if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, they reach out and research and do a lot and find a lot of grant money. You know, recently they just passed the deal on the corner of Oklahoma, the park thing, and that's costing them half price, basically. They got half of it donated through grants, and so I feel like they do a fantastic job of exploring avenues that we might not otherwise know about. Like I say, they've been on a roll for a while now. I'm very pleased with the way things are going. I think a lot of the people here in Guthrie are.
Awesome, thank you. Franklin?
So you can tell that sidewalks have been put in, right? That is a major accomplishment. We have a Starbucks, so businesses are coming here. Other things I enjoy, parks. People having more things to do. The events that go on are top tier for our town. I enjoy those, and there are some gaps that we can fill in, And I would reserve critiquing till I got on the inside to see a little more exactly what they were and see how I could assist there with my business acumen, my education. Yep,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome.
And Robin?
All right. Well, for the most part, I've been pretty happy. I've seen all the changes that have been going on in town, which has been, I've been here for 34 years, so I've seen the
Yeah.
bad parts of town, I've seen the good parts of town, and it has been an accomplishment. There's still a lot that can be done, though. And with that, I would like to, be involved in that and help in any way I can.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, I've learned this timer down pretty good, so I'm on a roll.
I'm glad you have that, because I'm just going to sit over here.
I don't know
You're
if I look
noisy.
busy. I sound busy, so. All right, our next question, we will start with Brian on this one. Have you had the opportunity to visit with our police and fire departments? If not, that's okay. But what do you see as their primary concerns? Additionally, would you support a future potential sales tax increase dedicated to supporting these essential services? With that, we'll start with Brian.
Hey, it's Frank.
So I haven't visited with Dawn personally,
Dang. Chief Lawson?
yeah, Lawson, I'm sorry. I went
It's okay.
to- I went to
That's
school with
okay.
him.
You are on the spot. You are on the, it is okay. You are on the spot.
I keep thinking, the only thing that
No.
popped in my head was
You're
Eric
fine.
Harlow.
You're fine.
I would absolutely support a tax increase for first responders. We do need, anytime we get a little bit of extra money around here, we probably need to set it aside for police and fire. As you guys know, this town's growing quite a bit. We're gonna need more, and those are kind of one of those things where you want as many of them as, you hope you never need them, but whenever you do, you hope that there's as many of them as possible. So yes, I would do absolutely anything and be 100% for support, raising some tax money for them.
Thank you, Brian. Franklin?
Read the question for me one more time.
Absolutely. Talking with the, if you have a chance to visit with the police or fire departments, what do you see as their primary concerns, and would you potentially endorse a future sales tax increase to support them?
Okay, so yes, I would endorse sales tax, a special one for them. And I trained with some of the firefighters and police officers here, and maybe gear, having up-to-date equipment, and training is probably some of their most needed things. But absolutely, I would support a special tax for them. Those guys do a great job.
Robin?
I have not spoke with any of them recently. I have in the past. There has been a time that I've actually needed the fire department, so, depending on the situation, and I know that they need all they can, but understanding that they do have some funding through the CIP for their other station, then that would be something we would have to consider and, talk about.
Thank you.
And Ms. Menecca?
Yeah. Are you ready?
I'm ready. You're 2 seconds behind.
Okay, so, yes, I would support an additional tax for both of those departments. I have had the pleasure of working alongside with both the fire chief, Dane Lawson, and yes, while we have approved an additional location for fire station that is only for a 6-man personnel fire station, they will need additional resources, and between fire and the police department, they account for 60% of the city's expenditures, and it's going to be needed. It's going to continue to be needed, and the CIP sales tax fund brings in minimal amount. I mean, over 15 years, $17.5 million only goes so far. So an additional tax will be needed to support both of those functions. So yes, I would support it.
Yeah, it's a tough deal. The fire department and police stations have combined over $8 million in their budget, but sales tax revenue brings in $8 million. So it's definitely a thing that we'll look forward to. All right, Britt?
Okay, so this next question, we will start with Franklin. In May, Councilman Adam Ropp will transition to mayor, leaving his council seat vacant. The council will be responsible for appointing someone to fill that position. Do you believe the seat should be filled by one of you 4 candidates here tonight or by someone not currently running? Additionally, this is a long one. If you do not win the election, would you consider applying for that seat?
Yes and yes. Someone, absolutely. Someone here, if they are qualified and ready to do that, they should definitely. I think we're all open to that. And yes and yes.
Robin?
Robin? Yep, sorry.
I'll agree, yes and yes. If the position is appointed, I'd be more than happy to do it if I was elected or chose to be put in that position, and I think that any one of us would do a good job.
Okay. Menecca?
Absolutely. When Adam is appointed mayor, I believe that the 4 of us up here showed the direct interest and ran a campaign, and I don't know why this would not be the first pool that you would choose from when looking to find someone to fill that position. So it would definitely be my very first pool to choose from, absolutely.
Yeah, I would have to agree as well. Having seen this situation 8 months ago, 6 months ago, whatever it was, I can attest that there's a lot of people that do have a lot of opinions, but there's a lot of people that don't really want to do anything about it. Guthrie's in a fine situation with 4 people up here actually wanting to help. So yes, I would think that your best options, and that's not to say, I would definitely encourage anybody else that was out there to go ahead and get involved and look into it. But yeah, you've got 3 other people on side of me that are interested, so am I. So I would think that you would go that route first.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for those answers. And I didn't say at the beginning, but I appreciate you guys putting your name on the paper
Yes.
to run for office and come here in a forum. We're all a little bit nervous in here doing this, so thank you for doing that. All right, our next question, we will begin with Robin.
Make it an easy one.
I will, I try.
We gave you guys that one a little bit to.
As Guthrie continues to grow, maintaining strong sales tax revenue is crucial for the city's progress. In your view, what strategies can help sustain or increase sales tax dollars? Thank you, Aaron.
Thank you, Aaron. Everyone give Aaron a round of
Technology,
applause.
thank you. The man behind the curtain
I was
came out
gonna
of the
say,
curtain, yes.
the wizard came out from.
You're gonna have to start that.
Yeah,
I'll do that
I was
again.
mesmerized by that show too.
No worries.
By the way, we'll thank Aaron again, but all
We
the
will.
graphics and camera angles and all that stuff is the man behind the curtain, so.
Yes.
All right, 3, 2, 1. As Guthrie continues to grow, maintaining strong sales tax revenue is crucial for the city's progress. In your view, what strategies can help sustain or increase those sales tax dollars? So what can help, what can hurt? Additionally, what steps would you take to ensure the economic growth surpasses last year's achievements? So we had a flat budget this year, looking to go past that for whatever reason it may be. So your thoughts on improving sales tax dollars? Ms. Robin, you get to go first.
Oh, wow, I was not prepared for this question.
That's all right.
So to be 100% honest, I'm not 100% sure what I as a single person could do, as a one person, but as a group on the council and brainstorming, we would have to come up with something, and I'd have to do more research to find out what we could actually do to achieve all of that.
Okay, thank you. Menecca.
Yeah.
I got it down.
Great job, Chris.
Thank you.
So sales tax, as went out on a limb and opened a retail store and tried that out for a good 3 years. Sales tax in this town can be real challenging. Definitely is determined by your local government and your local spending, very much so. So as much as tourism is important, it's also just as important to get your locals out and shop local and to keep your tax dollars here. And really pushing and trying to keep each other in the loop and trying to keep each other in line and know what is going on in your neighborhood, who has what merchandise, who you can depend on to go to for that last minute gift or that last minute thing, because it's going to be your neighbor every time. So I think probably to increase is going to be increase awareness and strategize.
You want to finish?
Yeah, I mean, your timer went off.
Okay, well, you started 5 seconds late.
So I would like to strategize a little bit more. So a little bit more on the maybe a larger industrial size, at maybe looking at something larger and with the economic development, as well as focusing more on our downtown, downtown and our small business growth.
All right. Sales tax, Brian, how to increase, sustain?
Yeah, I just kind of echo what Menecca said. It's about your neighbors. These small businesses. We all, I feel like, know somebody that's got some kind of a business, or it's about supporting them. You know, Edmond and Stillwater are 15, 20 minutes away. But if you can keep your dollars here, it definitely helps. As for development, you know, I think with the new school bond being passed and stuff like that, and where it's going to be built at, maybe some development out on I-35 is probably a good place to look, maybe a good place to start. But also, you know, just as in small business, downtown's great, and you should always just encourage. And it's not even brick and mortar stores; it's, you know, just all small businesses that we can. Any kind of the shops, things like that we can get in, kind of help. So, you know, if you can just support your neighbors and be aware of where you're spending your money at, keep it here, keep it local.
Yeah, don't go to Edmond or Stillwater. Worst case scenario, get on Amazon. We get those sales tax dollars. Franklin.
All right, so diversify the local business base. Strategy could be to attract a mix of businesses to broaden the tax base and reduce reliance on single industries. Menecca had a great idea, so larger industries that are pushing in the forefront, align ourselves with them to do ancillary businesses or maybe main hubs. We have a unique position in America. We're in the middle of the map, so import, export can be good. Tech is large. AI is coming, so it's here, excuse me. All of those things could help. We can encourage tourism and events. That could look like use sales tax revenues for fund marketing campaigns, local events that bring visitors, optimize tax rates, invest in our infrastructure and public services, support small businesses. You guys both had great points with those. Promote online and local shopping. We spend here, the money stays here. Target high growth sectors. Oil, you know, hey, let's get it all. Implement public and private partnerships and just educate our residents. Yep.
Thank you.
Oh, look at that.
That's
Right on
probably one
time.
of my favorite questions, because that was the shop local question.
Yeah.
So yes, I'll definitely have to plug in there that if you need ideas of where to shop local, reach out. We might know a thing or two. So anyway, yes, thank you all. All right, next question, we will start with Menecca. What are your thoughts on how the CIP sales tax has been managed so far, and how would you like to see it utilized moving forward?
So I think thus far, since 2016, I think the majority of the CIP fund has been allocated marginally appropriately. In 2016, the top 5 things needed and requested to be addressed by the public. But a lot of those things have been met: fire and safety, some roads, and some infrastructure. There was an update in October as to already some of those things that had already been accomplished. A new ladder truck had been purchased. So moving forward, in establishing additional things that needed to be narrowed down and actually accomplished versus the amount of dollars needed to really tackle the infrastructure. I believe we've narrowed those down and been able to address those so that the public can see where the dollars are being spent.
Thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
next, Brian.
Yeah, I agree. You know, transparency is key in these kind of things. People want to know where their money's going. Obviously, you know, we all were in agreement about the fire stuff earlier. The addition of a new fire engine is phenomenal. These are things that we need. You know, it wasn't just a few months ago we had Oklahoma repaved, and those are all things that are in Ward 1, but beneficial to all of Guthrie. So it's one of those things where, yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the way things are going. I'm not 100% in the know on everything. On that deal, I'd like to really dive deeper into it and kind of get to know a little bit more about it. But I've been very pleased with the way things are going.
Awesome, thank you. Okay, Franklin?
Read the question for me one more time.
What are your thoughts on how the CIP sales tax has been managed so far, and how would you like to see it utilized moving forward?
I'd have to dive into it a little more to see. Like you said, some transparency is probably needed. And if I'm not that well versed, I'd defer to somebody in that case until I got more information about it, exactly where those dollars went and how they were spent. Yep.
Thank you. Robin?
All right, well, I know that Eddie and the city council have been working wonderfully with getting these projects that have already been allocated for the money, such as the Owen Field expansion, the swimming pool, working on that, the fire department, ADA requirements, I believe, are on that. They've been doing a great job, but there's still more that needs to be done. So if we get done with the projects that are already on the CIP, and I know that we've extended it to 2046. So if we get these projects done and there's still funds there, we might want to look into doing maybe some of the other streets that need some attention, regardless of what side of town. Some of them, like the old brick streets, and I know that that's a topic in itself. Nobody wants to mess up those bricks. I get it, I understand, but they're causing damage to the vehicles too. So we might want to look into that later on down the road, after these projects that the money was allocated to are taken care of.
Thank you.
Yeah, Robin said we passed, meaning the voters passed it pretty, by a significant number for those projects that are now starting to come through with the water towers and the fire department, the second fire department, and those ADA sidewalks, a lot of good intersections. All right, our next question, we'll start off with Brian on this one. Guthrie has a great downtown, but the neighborhoods in many areas of town are not well maintained, and many yards are filled with junk and debris. How can you motivate or fund the code enforcement department to be more proactive in cleaning up our neighborhoods?
Well, you know, that's a tough deal, because as property owners, people think, hey, this is my property. You can't tell me what to do. You know what I mean? Like, as a guy that owns a house on Noble, I like to cut my yard as often as I can. And so that is a difficult deal. I really, you know, I don't have a good answer for you. I tell you, I would like to, you know, maybe visit with Eddie or visit with some of the other city council members and pick their brains on what they kind of think, and maybe that would conjure up some ideas for me. But I don't have a great response for that. I didn't think you were going to ask me about mowed yards, Chris. I'm sorry.
Don't blame Chris. Submitted questions. Submitted questions.
Thank you, Brittany.
I got you.
Thank you. The
He's still fun to
messenger.
blame, Brian. He's still fun to blame.
It's like a news article you write and you think you did it. Okay. Thank you, Brian. Next is Franklin.
One more time with the question, please.
Good, because my timer didn't work. Guthrie has a great downtown. We've talked about that tonight. But the neighborhoods in many areas of town are not well maintained, and many yards are filled with junk and debris. How can you motivate or fund the code enforcement department to be more proactive in cleaning up our neighborhoods? And God bless our code enforcement. That is not an easy job, and they have to deal with some tough situations. So, but
More residents, we can lead by example, organize cleanup events, increase awareness. We can tell our residents the impact it has on our city and how it directly correlates to issues that we all have, providing more convenient tools for them. Maybe a day where they can dump for free, I don't know, whichever economic state that they're in, just use some incentives maybe. Hey, if you do X, Y, and Z, then the city will do this for you. Create a culture of responsibility. So I think those things could help tremendously.
Thank you. Robin?
Question one more time.
Absolutely. Got a great downtown. We talked about that. Neighborhoods in many areas of town are not well maintained and many yards filled with junk and debris, which could be a fire hazard. How can you motivate or fund the code enforcement department even more to be proactive in cleaning up our neighborhoods?
Well, I don't know how you would necessarily fund them any better unless you started executing fines to those yards that are out of control. I moved into my house 10 years ago. Within 2 weeks, I had a letter on my door saying, mow your yard. I just moved in. So, of course, you're gonna get that initial little note saying you need to do this, but I don't know what the follow-up is because I'm of my yard. But, I mean, if they're fined for it, but they can't afford to mow it, I mean, they're not gonna be able to pay their fine. So, the community is just eventually gonna have to come together and help one another and maybe have I don't know, like Franklin said, a free dump day. I think we already have one, but if they don't have a truck, they're not gonna be able to get it there.
Yeah.
So, as far as the funding, the fines would work, but again, if they don't have the money to do the job, they're not gonna have the money to pay the fine. So,
And that free convenience or dump landfill is in April, so spring cleaning coming up soon. Menecca,
Repeat the question, please.
talking about neighborhoods in many areas not well maintained, or in the yards are not maintained in their junk and debris there. How can you motivate or fund the code enforcement department to be more proactive in cleaning up our neighborhoods?
Okay, so, like Robin said, funding code enforcement comes from fees and fines, according to our code as it's written right now. I think Noah does a great job. He's one guy, goes out and reviews as much as he can, works for Dan Kasich in that department, and it's understaffed, but I think that they do a great job over there. I think that as a neighbor, if they have a hard time mowing their grass or keeping up with their yard, it doesn't hurt to reach out and see what you can do to help them. And if it is a neighborhood issue, reaching out to maybe the chamber and seeing if any of those businesses are able to do a haul-off day. Maybe it's at the end of the year and they need a tax write-off. I don't know, but it always helps to reach out and see what we can do as a community.
I wouldn't think the people around the downtown who have, my time's up, never mind. Who have really cleaned up a lot of houses in the neighborhood, especially north and
Yes.
south of City Hall and over as well, so.
All right. Okay, moving on. This question we will start with Franklin. How do you view your duty to represent constituents who have values that differ from your own personal values?
Great question.
Go to Facebook, right?
So, I see disagreeing as a chance to collaborate. I may have a differing perspective from yours, but it's not about me just being right or you being right. It's about the consensus and what's best for Guthrie. Yeah.
All right, thank you. So we'll go to Robin.
are you good there?
Got it.
I feel like we're at the self-checkout, but
Can you give me that question?
Yeah,
yes, ma'am. How do you view your duty to represent constituents who have values that differ from your own personal values?
Well, you know, if everybody had the same opinion, it'd be pretty boring and we wouldn't be sitting here. So, you know, we're all gonna have disagreements. People on the panel are gonna have disagreements. You have to brainstorm. That's where everybody comes in. You gotta sit down and have a discussion, an adult discussion, without the yelling and screaming. It's no different than raising your kids. You talk to them, you figure out what's going to be the best for the whole, not what's the best for the one.
Thank you. All right, Menecca?
I actually watched the last appointment for this, and I was kind of hoping this question wasn't going to come up, but Kaylee answered this question really well, I felt like, and when I went back and watched this. At the end of the day, it's about working together. Just like Franklin said, you can bring what you think, feel like, and value to the table, but at the end of the day, it is what's best for everyone. So it's about negotiating, about both sides coming and giving up a little bit to get to the greater picture. So it's appreciating where everybody's coming from and acknowledging that everyone's opinion has value, and being able to appreciate and respect that at the end of the day.
Thank you. Brian?
Yeah, we as humans need to respect each other in this situation, or just in life in general. There's plenty of opportunities. We've all had plenty of opportunities in life where we've disagreed with people and not agreed, not come to the same conclusion. But sometimes you got to understand that it's for the greater good to work things out with people. We might not see eye to eye on a lot of things, but if you can sit down and have some constructive criticism and some honest, hard conversations with people, and actually, hear them to listen, not just hear them to respond, I think it's how you get good results in that situation.
Thank you.
Thanks. All right, our next question will begin with Robin. When thinking about Guthrie's development over the next 10 years, what do you see as the most important priorities? And how would you work to ensure the city grows in that way to benefit all residents? 10 years, crystal ball.
10 years to do the business and everything downtown would be great. Get those buildings that are empty, find a way to get that refurbished, bring in new businesses, and probably should tap a little bit on our stray animal issue we've had. We've been working on it to get that taken care of too, but we need to work a little harder as a whole. But the biggest thing is going to be in the next 10 years, we need to get that fire department up and running on the south end of town. We need to get the abandoned buildings fixed, usable, and just put Guthrie back to the beauty it once was and what made it what it is.
Thank you, Robin. All right, next is Menecca.
All right. So I think in the next 10 years, being able to carry out and complete our CIP projects, the Highland Park Pool, moving forward with that, and hopefully being able to expand on that as we keep moving on, adds a lot of value to our community as a whole. Finishing at Owen Park, youth sports is huge here. Being able to bite off all of our infrastructure issues a little bit at a time, and really tackling our multi-millions of dollars of infrastructure needs in waterworks and sewer. So the only way you can handle any of that with the limited amount of sales tax revenue we have is really trying to push more, getting more businesses here, getting larger businesses here, and getting that industry here to our town to make us more lucrative and to continue to grow so that we can bring those dollars in.
We only need $50 million to get the water and sewer
That's
lines.
it.
That's all we need.
That's just water.
We're waiting for that. We're waiting for
That was
Even
just
more than
water.
50
I
million.
think sewer was like 65.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say Chris was being conservative there
Yeah.
on that number.
All
A
right.
lot of money.
Brian.
Yeah, great response there. We've got to continue growing. It's no shock to anyone that Edmond's coming this way. At some point, we're not going to be able to figure out where they stop, where we start. we definitely have to get some more of these businesses in. Honestly, anybody that has kids and is playing travel baseball on the weekends knows how lucrative that sports complex is. That's going to be an amazing deal for Guthrie, and honestly, it's been needed for many, many years. As a guy that played baseball, it's been needed. But yeah, we've just got to continue to grow. Guthrie's made phenomenal improvements, but if we just keep continuing the path that we're on, I believe we'll set ourselves up for major success in 10 years.
All right. And Franklin?
One more time with the question.
Yes. When thinking about Guthrie's development over the next 10 years, what do you see as the most important priorities, and how would you work to ensure the city grows that benefits all citizens?
Next 10 years, I see some of our biggest challenges are maintaining our infrastructure, attracting sustainable economic growth, as Menecca has mentioned, and preserving our historic charm. So we can tackle that by prioritizing smart development, balancing innovation with preservation, and ensuring transparency so everybody knows what decisions are made, when, and how. I see a vision for Guthrie that attracts young families, seasoned entrepreneurs, and we can grow our economy by investing in our local businesses, tourism, with our historic charm, and creating opportunities for job training and emerging industries. We need it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, this next question, we'll start with Menecca. Tourism plays a crucial role in Guthrie's economy. Do you see opportunities to expand tourism? And what ideas do you have for attracting more visitors and increasing tourism revenue?
Okay. I definitely, tourism revenue is huge. I think being able to play more on our history and understanding Guthrie's history, which is Oklahoma's first capital, and honestly, it's our heritage here, all over, and being able to help anybody that comes understand that it's important. I live in a historic home, and can actually verify that I live in Judge Cotterell's home, and his place of office was the second floor of the post office, which is where his courtroom still is today. And knowing that he walked to work most days with an umbrella on his arm is awesome. And being able to share that and share that with the people that come into town, that is history, and that's unique. And I think being able to share that with the world and knowing that we have that here, we get to preserve it, I think that we can really push on that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay,
Can you
Brian?
repeat the question?
Yes. Tourism plays a crucial role in Guthrie's economy. Do you see opportunities to expand tourism, and what ideas do you have for attracting more visitors and increasing tourism revenue?
We definitely, Guthrie does a great job of getting people to get here. You know, just this past weekend, or a couple weekends ago, we had the motocross people. You know, those people are coming in here, eating at our restaurants. Lazy E does a phenomenal job with Little Britches Rodeo, things like that. Those guys are coming in, buying things from Willoughby's, Tractor Supply, things like that. Obviously, the Christmas stuff brings a ton of people into town. 89ers brings a ton of people to town. I think we've got this Renaissance thing coming real soon. That'll bring people to town. There's always room for improvement. I don't personally have any ideas. Now, I will say this, that sports complex is going to bring lots of little league teams into town, and that's going to be a great deal. Lots of hotels being booked and lots of restaurants being eaten at. So we've made good progress there. There's always room to make better progress, but we're on a great track right now.
Thank you. Franklin?
Yes, I've actually wrote some down for this, so we can enhance historical and cultural attractions, historic district marketing, museum collaborations would be great, walking tours. We could host unique events and festivals, and expand the festivals that we have. We have a lot of land out here, and probably the ability to have more shows or acts out here in one time. Seasonal attractions. We can leverage Guthrie's art and entertainment scene, promote the Pollard Theater more, support local artists, develop outdoor recreational opportunities, parks and trails, create destination packages, weekend getaway deals, experience bundles, and strengthen our online presence, improve our visitor infrastructure, wayfinding and our signage, and partner with local businesses.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Robin?
He just stole all of mine. Because it's pretty much what I was gonna say. I mean, marketing, you gotta get it out there. You do it on social media, send out flyers, get with the businesses, have them offer package deals. Get more people in here, more festivals would be fine. You've got the Renaissance Festival, you've got Bluegrass, the Christmas walks. You got, I believe they still do a ghost walk. And various different things, but what's to say we couldn't do more? We could do more music festivals. I mean, we had Mumford & Son. I don't know how much that brought in, but that was huge. That was huge. I mean, something like that, you're gonna bring in people to every downtown business buying something, because we was walking back and forth.
Absolutely.
So something like that on a grander scale than just our small festivals, and get the word out there and get with the businesses to get package deals for hotels, restaurants and stuff.
Thank you. I do want to highlight that the Guthrie Ghost Walk, you asked about them. I will give a shout out to Stacy that runs that. She had her 10,000th visitor in the last few months. So yes, those are still going and working very well. So
Brittany and I did these questions, put these together, and it's gonna be exactly 1 hour, but if we can go a little bit, I have a bonus question, just random bonus question.
not
And
in the
it can just be
notes.
whatever. On social media, Facebook, where everything's the truth and no lies or etc. There's a lot of discussion lately on Guthrie water. I'm trying to get the city manager to order a rain cloud to come over and spend some time with us, but he hasn't ordered that quite yet. But we've all seen all the discussion on water lines, sewer lines, low lakes, water towers. Would you just address what your personal beliefs moving forward with that? And how do you plan on handling social media if elected?
who do you want to start with?
Whoever wants to go first. I don't want to throw off our closing statements.
Right,
but
thank you.
Whoever wants to jump in.
I'll jump in.
Go for it.
I have a 5-acre pond. I hate it. It is very low right now. Also, I have 2 wells, so that's a bonus. But the quality of water here, from what people say, isn't the best. And going forward, just treatment, a center, just more, like Menecca said, it's gonna cost how much? Just 50 million? Yeah, just for the water alone. So dedicating a team of people to get those funds allocated. Yeah, well, to get them in first and then allocated. Absolutely.
It definitely is a priority that needs to be addressed here in Guthrie. We've, as a guy that deals with a little bit of agriculture, I know how low ponds are, lakes are, things like that, and how hard it is to get those back, for them to bounce back at times. It takes years, sometimes. I think that it definitely hurts that we're shipping some of our water to Langston and things like that. But as to not be a negative Nancy, you know, I think we do have some older homes here in town that do actually have wells. I don't think that we can do that anymore, but you know, that might be an idea to open up to some of these homeowners. Maybe if they want to drill their own wells, might be, you know, it takes a little bit of money from the water bills, but it also saves a little bit of water too. So it's kind of a glass half full, half empty type deal.
It's a tough deal.
Super tough.
Robin, Menecca, anything?
Sure, I'll go. Water issues, I know they've been working on the towers and everything, so that's not gonna be an issue once they get finished with all of that. As far as the like Franklin and Brian both said, I agree with both of them. It's a tough one. Not quite sure how to answer it. I don't know if drilling a well is gonna be the answer, because then you're gonna have, I mean, you gotta maybe set standards, can't water your lawn every day of the week, maybe go every 2 or 3 days a week. Or if you're gonna water your yard, then drill the well. Water it off of that. I don't have a good answer right now. I'd have to, but as far as the Facebook and stuff, I'd have to actually get on there and look at it a lot.
There you go. That's a good start. Menecca?
So as far as the water levels in our water sources, just like any other lake in the state, they are all man-made and all naturally replenished. So as everybody gives and trades and ships off and pipes from one lake to the next, every water source is traded, shared, and or restored from one community to the next to meet each other's needs all over the state. It doesn't matter where it happens between each community. So it takes everyone as a whole, and at different points in the year, each different parts of our state are in a drought. As far as water wells, my house has one. It can be used for watering my yard, but not for in my home. Our water in town is actually very clean. Our water treatment plant is very nice. It is clean. If you haven't toured it, you can. It is not the water treatment plant itself. It is our pipe infrastructure under the ground. It is old. It's in places, miles of it needs to be replaced, and that's going to take millions of dollars. So the only way we can do that is section at a time, bite at a time, a little bit of money at a time, which is actually millions of dollars. Ray says, why don't we throw all the CIP money there? Well, CIP money over 15 years generates an approximate of $17.5 million. If only water lines is $30 million of that, 30 years does not even fix the water lines. So it's larger than that. It's larger than each of us, but it's going to take all of us to find a full solution, not just one city council place, not just one appointed position. It's going to take everyone, all of Team Guthrie and the entire community, to come up with a solution. So handling that on Facebook is interesting. So I was called a politician when asked if I would make ketchup the City of Guthrie's condiment, official condiment, if I liked ketchup, which I do like ketchup, but I like Senor Lopez queso, and is not always appropriate.
Larry would disagree.
So, I know, in my house, my little one likes ketchup on everything, but Rowan would choose ranch. So it would cause a war, choosing a condiment. Just like choosing one solution, it will take everyone.
Thanks for entertaining my bonus question. Sorry dinner reservations are delayed, but that's okay.
Yes. And I don't know what Eddie did, but I got an alert during that said heavy rains are moving in later this week for parts of Oklahoma. So the rain cloud got ordered.
As long as we find a lake.
Right. Just thought that was funny timing. So, all right. Thank you all so much.
Put the pressure on the city manager.
I know. Okay, we will start with Brian, and we will give each candidate 90 seconds to share your closing remarks.
Well, I would like to thank you guys for putting this on. It's been informative for me personally to get to speak with these other candidates and hear what they have to say. I think in this situation, in this position, it's about listening, like even I'm doing here. It's about listening and taking in information and taking it back and visiting with others and trying to figure out the best solution for everybody. I work in oil and gas. I'm on Oklahoma drilling rigs every day. There's a lot of problems that I'm tasked with trying to figure out. Some days it goes better than others. Some days are smoother than others, some days are tough, but I think all those people know that I'm dependable, I'm easy to deal with, my communication's pretty good, so they know that they can trust me and come to me, and if I don't have an answer for them, I can obviously work to find one, or find the right people to work with to find one. And that's just kind of what I personally am looking for in a representative in this position. You know, I said it earlier, and I'll say it again. Guthrie's in a good shape, having 4 people that actually do have interest in this. Obviously, it's your right to vote. I hope that you exercise your right to vote, no matter which one of us you pick. Please get out there and do your due diligence. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
All right, Franklin, closing remarks.
Absolutely. Thank you all for being here, and thank you to those that are tuned in at home. Lastly, I'm running for city council again because I believe leadership starts at home. Guthrie is more than where I live. It's where I invest, serve, and dream. My children are raised here. I love this community, and service to it is of the most high to me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Robin?
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to say thank you for having all of us up here, giving us this opportunity. We've got 4 wonderful candidates up here. But I myself, I'm ready to jump in. Don't even need to test the waters. Let's see if we can get something going, get all the stuff in place, finished, see where we need to go, and get these other issues that need to be addressed. Let's get them on the table, and if we've got to go through every single thing that's sent to us, let's get people on the council that are ready to do that. Every single one, step by step. Let's figure it out as a whole and do what's best for the city.
Thank you. Menecca?
Great. Thank you guys again. I appreciate you guys taking the time out to do this, and I appreciate being here. I think that no matter who you guys choose, you have 3 passionate others up here besides myself that would do a fantastic job. And I appreciate the time and the energy and the effort that everyone puts in to our community. Our community is unique in that it's not just Team Guthrie and it's not just the City Council. It is formed of so many volunteers. Almost every single one of those tourist attractions are put on by volunteers, by volunteer dollars, going to some volunteer organization that benefits others. And that's huge. That shows our community cares. And that's huge. We chose Guthrie because it is small at heart and it has a big heart. And even though it's growing, it still hasn't lost that. And I appreciate that, and I would like to continue to help it grow. I would like to help it preserve its love, its charm, and its history at the same time, while trying to help with those infrastructure needs and help anywhere it's possible to be helped.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll let Brittany finish this out with the farewell, but thanks for all 4 of you for being here and putting yourself out there for stuff like this and all that your campaign will come out. So thank you. And Brittany's going to thank Aaron, but I want to give a special thanks to Aaron as well for laying us out over the weekend so we can be here. So, but a reminder to all Ward 1 residents that the vote on February 11th, you can vote early at the Logan County Election Board office on February 6th, which is a Thursday, and Friday, February 7th, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Of course, the polls are open on Tuesday, February 11th, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Thank you again.
Thank you. Yes, thank you, Chris. A big thank you to the City of Guthrie for allowing us to host the event here. Of course, to Aaron, Thank you all. I know we've said that many times, but thank you for answering my message when I reached out and said, hey, this is what we want to do. It's your choice. You could have easily said no. And so I love that you all were so responsive and so eager to serve. That just showed me just a little bit about who you are.
On Robin's birthday.
On Robin's birthday at that. I know. She didn't turn me down for birthday plans. So anyway, yes, thank you again. And I love that this is a really, these aren't always like fun things, or attractive things that the chamber gets to do, but it's so important. And I actually, every time we do these, I really do enjoy them. I'm getting to know who, we are living next to and working next to and doing life with. And so it's really important for the chamber, we feel, as the board and my staff to be a resource of information. And so I just thank you guys for your willingness tonight, and I'm glad that, and hopefully we have more informed voters now in Ward 1. And we do want to encourage everybody who attended in person, or if you're tuning in online, please feel free to share, even if you weren't able to watch the live stream, especially those that live in Ward 1. And we'll be voting on February 11th. So also, you have to do a plug. Don't forget to follow the chamber on Facebook and Instagram. We love pushing out information. We love pushing out good news. So be sure to follow us and visit GuthrieChamber.com for any upcoming events. Also want to invite everybody watching, everybody in the room, to our chamber coffees. We meet every single Wednesday, I think all but 4 in the entire year, at 9:30 a.m. We change locations every week, but this Wednesday we will be at the Guthrie YMCA with Guthrie North Church and the Y. So it's a great way. You guys are all welcome to come. You're welcome to, meet people. I would love to let you introduce yourselves at our coffee. So please, if you can make it Wednesday at 9:30, we would love to have you. And with that being said, thanks, Chris, for
Brett.
running alongside me for this. And thank you all. We hope you have a great rest of your evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.